Hello, Vortex. So, we're currently at the gas station. Gas prices have seemingly gone down, only for them to go right back up probably in a few weeks. So, don't get too excited now. Everything's still shit. Remember that. Some of this been on my mind today. I'm sure that many people in the Vortex have had to deal with these encounters. How many people have a friend that they like very much some of the time, but most of the time this person plumb pisses them off? Now, is there any use in telling this person that they behave in ways that are emotionally immature and erratic and don't make any sense? Is there any point in stressing this to them? No, because they're not going to change their behavior. And more than likely, they're going to misinterpret what is said. See, I'm all about being constructive. You know, if I'm going to criticize somebody, I do that to better that person, not to just tear them apart. And I think the main reason why so many people go after somebody's physical appearance is because they don't know what else to say to tear them down. So they make the easiest statement that they can make and insult whatever is on the surface. But this is foolish, because oftentimes the surface is misleading. And I realized this, in dealing with this friend of mine, in dealing with my brother, in dealing with literally every narcissistic person I've ever had to deal with. They are not aware. And they don't want to be aware. And if you try to tell them, they're not going to listen. They're going to be in denial. They're going to project. They're going to make all kinds of excuses as to how other people aren't acting right. And so that's why they don't act right. Now, I have to watch out for this myself, because I'm pretty tame when it comes to, insulting people. I think the reason why I'm so harsh on this channel is because, I internalize all these things that I really want to say to people. And I think that I'm better for it. But at the same time, it gets to me that there are a lot of things that I want to say that I don't. But I weigh the pros and cons of saying something versus not saying something. And it's I don't understand how, saying shit makes people feel better if it doesn't change anything. If there isn't a positive outcome, then how is that better? You just blow off steam, or you get something off your chest. I mean, yeah, I guess it's good. It's therapeutic. But if it doesn't accomplish anything, or worse, it does the opposite, and it just makes that person hate you, or it makes that person think worse things about you that aren't true. I get that when you tell the truth, that's what happens. You're going to piss people off, and people will get upset and say a bunch of shit about you that is false because they can't handle what you said. But it's just I look at every opportunity that I have where I could be ugly to somebody, or I could tell somebody what's what. I always ask myself if it's worth it to do that, and it's usually not. And I do feel I'm a stronger person because I hold all that stuff in, and I have discretion and I have self-control versus like most people that just, they want to say something and they say it. And there's no better example than social media because people do not have self-control on the internet. None at all. But yeah, so this friend of mine, now one thing I'll give her, she's not fake, and I appreciate that shit. I appreciate her saying whatever she wants to say, you know, like at least she's not a fake person. But at the same time, it's like, how often are you going to get pissed off about the same thing? And how often are you going to keep taking everything personally and making it all about you? Like, how often does that have to happen before, like, you realize how useless it is? You know? But, some people make their borderline personality more obvious than others. But I do think that's definitely a borderline personality trait, to take things personally and to always, like, play the victim about every motherfucking thing. Oh, shit. He's not going to drive off, is he? No, he's not going to drive off. He's not a woman. I was worried. The car in front of me, they just shut their door. They made it seem like they were about to leave with their gas is still being pumped. But, I mean, yeah, women do that sometimes. That seems like something I would do. But anyway. Yeah, so it is really obnoxious to, be the type of person that internalizes things and, holds stuff in. But at the same time, it is a blessing. It's a blessing to not spew. Like, just because you can spew doesn't mean that you should spew, and it doesn't mean that it's appropriate. Like, I think that my friend's mad at me because I have, like, obligations that don't involve work, and I'm not afraid to say no. I don't care, like, if I piss people off because I don't do what they want me to do. It's like if you have outrageous expectations of everybody, like, you're going to be disappointed all the time. And if you're disappointed, you're going to be mad. And if you're mad, you're going to take it personally and make it all about you, It's like, you see this happen a lot. But I've worked in restaurants for too long to give a shit about it. I mean, obviously, I do give somewhat of a shit, or otherwise I wouldn't be bringing this up. But not enough to stay at work. Like, I was thinking about staying because I could use the extra money, but I don't want to stay just to, like, ensure that somebody isn't mad at me, Because it's, like, one of those things where, like, if you don't do what she wants you to do, she'll just, like, fucking bully you, and she'll act like she's kidding. She'll act like she's play mad, but she's not play mad. She's real mad. And that's the thing. Like, I read that in a proverb about how, like, your friends will, like, be mean and then act like they're joking, but they're not joking. I mean, I'm a comedian. I'm pretty good at figuring out, like, when a person's actually joking versus when they're butthurt and they want to make it seem like it's a joke, but it's not really a joke because they're just mad and they don't know how to tell you that they're mad, so instead they say something that's really hurtful and then they make it seem like, oh, they're just joshing, but it's kind of obvious that they're not. But anyway, yeah, I think it's better that I don't say everything that I could say because it's not going to accomplish anything. But I'm really grateful for the fact that, like, working in restaurants has, like, taught me how to stop being a people pleaser. Because the people that you're trying to please aren't ever going to be pleased with anything. And if they're pleased, it's only at that particular moment. Guaranteed, there's going to be something that happens 5 minutes later that's going to piss them off because these are the types of people that are never satisfied with anything,
And it's unfortunate because, like, I feel for my friend. I do. Like, I feel bad for her. I feel bad that she's like that. And she knows. To some extent, she knows. But she's not willing to do anything about it. She's not willing to, like, work on herself. And that's just sad because she could be a much happier person. But it's like she chooses to get mad over the same shit. And she chooses to ruminate in it. And she chooses to take things personally. I mean, how many people take political shit personally? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, like, how important everybody thinks they are. Anyway, I'm done pumping my gas, so I guess it's time to go.